game where people are going to be counting on them to hard carry them into that second place finish.
Yeah, both of these teams have been on absolute fire here in the second half of the split, and seems rightfully so then that they're competing here in our final game of what would be called the regular split for second best team in the LCS heading into the postseason. Evil Genius's 100 Thieves hitting the rift in just a bit. We see the band tables, our bands out there on the table, so then I'm going to hand it right back over to freaking Kobe for one more call.
Thank you very much, Dash, and welcome to our fourth and final game of the day. It turns out Monday Night League isn't dead after all. We've got games. Although I guess it's more like Monday Afternoon League because it's 3 p.m. Anyway, on to the actual game itself. That was a great intro. A battle for second place is
10
here,
out of
and
10, buddy. 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Yeah, I mean, if the grading scale is of things that I can do, that's probably my peak. So, I think something really interesting about this game is I think there is and this is backed up statistically as well, there is a huge mismatch in both top and mid lane. Jiizuke, as we were hearing the AD talk about it, is a back half of the split MVP candidate. First half, not quite so good, sure, whatever. But on the other side, Kumo is one of the worst performing top laners against Someday, who is a primary carry for 100 Thieves.
And something I wanted to get into for Champion Select for this game is targeting those players. For Evil Geniuses, Jiizuke, I think, is a really good example. The last time we saw him on the Kayle, this much more scaling champion that has to get ascendancies for her to gain range, gain more power to be able to function. I really think that EG performs so much better when they get Jiizuke on the champions that you more closely associate with him, the Ryze, the LeBlanc, the Echo. These types of things that can go into side lanes as well, that can really keep up pressure and have more of an identity being self-sufficient and not really having to rely on a set-up team.
Well, you can see what comes through right now is the Zoe is in for Ryoma. He's going to feel pretty comfortable. We're going to wait to see what it is Jiizuke is going to play. They grab Sejuani, instantly throw out the Trundle ban against Svenskeren. Meteos going to be on tank duty, and expecting Cody's son to be on a pretty strong backline damage machine. We know Aphelios got grabbed right away. Bang should be pretty comfortable there. He's generally a very safe, high uptime team fight machine. That is an easy win condition to find on the blue team.
All right, like the bans as well, banning out the Trundle when you pick the Sejuani here on first round, so Meteos doesn't want to be on the receiving end of the shred coming through for team fights. Zilean going to be banned out as well. Zilean actually, flexible champion, been played in top lane and as support in addition to the mid lane, so I'm pretty curious at what the intel was on that for Target banning it. Obviously, Aatrox is already picked up, so we're assuming Kumo is taking it because it's one of his most played. Does best for him. And they want him comfortable in the matchup with Someday.
Yeah, likely battling set up there. We really expect that to be the matchup. We already know there's a jungler, there's the support ground as well. 100 Thieves going to wait on their bot lane pick for last. They already know they're against Aphelios Braum, but they say, okay, we'll just go Thresh first. We'll wait for AD carry at the very end. Let's make sure we know what the rest of your comp is. Who's your jungle? Who's your mid? Show it, and then we'll put our carry down there.
Yeah, I'm very excited now to see what Cody's son's going to pull out, because all this talk of him wanting to play more aggressive, wanting to play more of these kill lanes, there's definitely some AD carries I feel like that have not been really branched out towards for fear of people getting flamed if the more unconventional picks don't work out. You get some ooze from Freak with the Malzahar for some point and click, baby. That's not exactly a solo type of champion, a self-sufficient type of champion for Jiizuke, but it is a champion that they did have success on with him. And it really does come from, you're level 6, of course, you get to lock down the Zoe, you get to lock down someone on 100 Thieves for Evil Geniuses to actually take down.
Okay, so champions locked in. Jhin was the hover over to Kalista, I think is a more likely pick, and that's the kind of champion you wait to see, like, okay, is it okay to pick Kalista? No, it's not. Varus is going to go back for some total late game, long range safety, 525 attack range, above average for a marksman. Yeah. And we know with Rage Blade and Ruin King can put plenty of damage out there as well.
That's the key. The key word in Freak's description, range, because Kalista into Malzahar feels like garbage. Her range is so short, and she relies so much on her mobility with the passive. If Malzahar ults you, you just feel completely useless. It takes so much of the bite out of this team comp. And I am glad that we did get to see the little glimpse there, or the hover over, but feels so much more comfortable from the side of 100 Thieves if they do have Cody Sun on the Varus, and does get to make use of the extra CC from his side and at a more safe range.
Yeah, and it's going to add some QSS tax all the same. Like, even if you are Varus